because you experienced something, see it, hear it, felt it, doesn't make it truth.
Hey everybody, Brother John here, third proverb. Things are getting crazy out there. It really is. I understand. A lot of people don't get it. We are in the same situation we are in the late 70s, if you remember, under Jimmy Carter. I was very young then, but 1979-80. So I remember when gold hit over $800 an ounce, and silver was about $35 an ounce. And in ratio, silver is still undervalued right now. Even though it's flirting with $45 an ounce, gold is at we're flirting with $1,500 right now. But the climate is very similar to then. Back then we had a oil embargo going on, which sent gas prices up. There were lines at the pump. You were limited to how much gas you can get. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. Tax rates back then, 70% under Carter. And they were higher even then before him, and before Reagan came in and cut the taxes and started growing the economy again. Nobody's going to agree 100% with every president, but Obama here, he's right up there with Carter now, being probably one of the worst presidents we ever had. And they think, and he's going to raise taxes. He's looking to raise taxes. He wants to get on the rich. I understand the whole argument. The whole fear thing. It's always, you're going to cut, people worry about, you're going to hurt the elderly and the people who need the money and stuff like that. Meanwhile, Obama, the so-called Nobel Peace Prize president, who did absolutely crap to get to even be worthy of that award, is putting us in another war with Libya. What are we going to do? We're going to go into Yemen also? We're at 3 war fronts here. That war is cost us about $600, going to $700 million now, and we're there, less than a month, okay? We shouldn't be there, okay? So you could cut spending right there. And I'll bash Bush here. We didn't belong in Iraq either. And where's the oil there? Where is the freaking oil? Where's the money that was supposed to pay for us to go in there, take Saddam out, and blah, blah, blah. And now we have less troops there. Iran is moving in there, slowly but surely. We're going to have the same problem all over again. Nothing's going to change it. It's going to get worse. Yeah, I know this is a little bit of a rant. But, I heard this saying, it was great. History repeats itself. Or history not always repeats itself, but it rhymes. And what's going on now is starting to rhyme with the late 70s. Not exactly the same, of course, but you have the same things happening over there. So, here I got a solution. And my solution is this. Cut spending across the board. Start out with 10%. I think everybody, 10%, if they did cut 10% of what, they're spending their money on, I think that is reasonable. And I think you can cut 10% across the board, every freaking program. But at the same time, you must cut taxes. Reagan proved this when he cut back the taxes, started economic growth, businesses growing. You have to cut taxes. I'm all for a flat consumer tax. Get rid of the income tax code, flat consumer tax. Whatever you buy, you get taxed on. You want to make it 20%, fine. This way, everybody pays their share. You don't have the loopholes that the rich, use. Like you had GE here, paid no taxes. They made billions of dollars last year. You also would solve the problem of illegals in this that don't contribute to the system. They're using the schools, they're using the hospitals, they're getting the free medical care, the free education. If you do a flat tax, okay, this is also the first time, I think over the last couple of years, the first time that all the world is on a fiat currency. Meaning that it's just paper money backed up by nothing. The whole world is on a fiat currency. First time. The average amount of time that a country is on a fiat currency and then collapses is 40 years. We changed to a fiat currency in 1971. That's 40 years right now. This year, 40 years. Thanks to Nixon. And who took us off a gold and silver standard. So, I guess the point of this video is a little bit of a rant, I'm trying to get it through some of your heads, I don't know. And, listen, I don't agree, this whole, the whole other budget thing, I did a video about with Ryan, and maybe he has a right, but, I don't think it's going to get done, and you know what, I don't see it getting done. I don't see them even tackling this problem till after 2012 presidential elections. I think we're going to have to get into such a serious, troublesome, terrible times before people wake up and say, you know what, we need a change. And, I don't know. Both parties, to me, are two sides of a corrupted coin. But I would definitely... I don't think this is the change that so many of the Obamaites of you out there voted for. I don't think this is the change at all you wanted. And here we are. We got he can blame Bush all he wants, but he's doubled the deficit in 2 years he's been here on president. Unemployment has not changed. It's probably worse than the numbers you're getting. It's worse than 9% because there's a lot of people who are not even getting unemployment anymore. So those numbers are not there. There's people who are underemployed. There's people who even gave up on looking for a job. You have also now he, like I said, gone to, pretty much war in Libya. They might not want to call it a war, but that's what it is. An illegal war, for what most wars have been. Congress, you have to go through Congress to declare war, and it wasn't done. It wasn't done with Iraq either. So, I don't know what it's going to take, but I do know that we have to prepare, and you should be preparing. You see food prices going up. That's going to tell you inflation, what, is that 2-3%? Are they kidding me? Gas prices, what? Gone up $1 in a few months, a gallon? That's a 25% increase right there in your gas prices. That's 25% inflation right there. And then that spirals onto your food and to your energy, your electricity, all right? Because the trucks need gas to move, the planes need gas to go. So, who's going to pay for that? You and I. If we cut taxes across the board, I say get rid of an income tax. People will have more money, and they will spend and use a consumer tax. And this will generate actually more income to take care of the deficit. This other thing, this debt ceiling thing. Bad idea to be raising the debt ceiling. And what the hell is a ceiling? Does that, a ceiling is, that's all you can go. And they raised that 4 times since Obama's been in office. It's been raised 10 times since they've even were enabled to this whole vote about a ceiling. I think it was back in 2001. I don't remember, but a ceiling is a ceiling, and the government apparently thinks the sky's the limit. So no, don't raise the debt ceiling. And it amazes me, though, with the Republicans, though, how they'll say, well, we're not going to vote for the debt ceiling unless. You always hear, unless there is some stipulation, unless this, unless that. Give me a break. If you're serious about cutting spending significantly, okay, then there's no need to raise the debt ceiling. No need. So I think it's double talk on the Republicans' part, this unless business. So, I don't know, there's my rant. People prepare. You can't afford gold, I understand. That's $1,500 an ounce. That's pretty pricey. Silver, even at $45 an ounce, is a bargain in ratio to gold if you compare it, for the past 30 years. Okay? Stock up on that food because the prices are going up. Stock up on the food. Stock up on rice. Stock up on beans. Stock up on canned foods. Stock up on vitamins. Get water, bottled water. I'm not a proponent of bottled water. I think it's the biggest ripoff. But if for some reason, your electricity goes off, if you have a water pump like I do, then you need that water. If electricity goes down, if the grid goes down, for an emergency, have clean water. So stock up on your food. And if you can in your state, get a gun, get some ammo, because people do desperate things at desperate times, okay? And you need to protect yourself and your family. So, okay, that's my rant. Best to both of you. Peace. Both of you? Why is it best to all of you? Peace, everybody.